sometimes gets choppy, doesn't go anywhere. So there's more volatility and volume in the morning versus the afternoon trade. So we kind of focus more on the morning hours to give us our opportunities here based on the levels we just gave out. And again, like I said, any price action opportunities that might occur. All right, market opens up here. We're kind of drifting a little bit lower. We'll see if they want to continue. I mean, they're down about 40, almost 50 S&P points. So this is a nice little chunk of change here. We'll see what happens as we quickly. We have 81 as our next support level on the downside. And we'll see what, again, we're looking for about 2 to 3 points minimally. Obviously, if you have been trading with us for a while, you know that we can probably get a little bit more than 2 or 3 points out of these trades. All depends on how much, how you manage your trades, how many contracts you trade, so on and so forth. So everybody here has different risk tolerances and trades a little bit differently. So we'll see, again, if you are trading one lots, that's great. We're just trying to take 2 to 3 points on your trades and move on. And then if you're trading multiple contracts, you can obviously scale out of them and try to have trailing stops and try to get more than 2 or 3 points on our trades, depending on the entry point and how the market trades around it. All right. Let's see if we have any other fundamental news coming out this morning besides those earnings. No, we don't have any news coming out. They're just going to be trading off of those earnings, and that's a good thing that the market trades off earnings. Nothing bad at all, but there's no fundamental news to be released this morning that could affect us. Not any big numbers anyway. There's auction results for 5-year notes at 1 o'clock that might affect financials a little bit, and we'll see as the market continues to downtick here, looking at the 81 level. That's what we've come down here and kind of testing right now. See what it wants to do right in here. Again, whatever you do, make sure you keep your stops in place. We're not going to love any trade we put on. It's not how we trade. We're just trying to put on an opportunity because we feel that the market will give us an opportunity to scalp like right now, giving us our 2 points here against the 81 level. Again, if you're trading multiple contracts, you're scaling out of 2 points and scaling out of 3 and having a trailing stop on anything else. So again, but if you're just trading one lot, you get your 2-point rotation. Now we'll look for the next opportunity. And again, nice little rotation here against our 81 level with a very minimal amount of heat here. Again, levels, I'll repeat the levels as we continue to uptick if you're trading multiple contracts here. And a nice little rotation here against R81. If you're looking for 3 points on your trades, you're getting them. Again, everybody trades a little bit differently, so there's not one right or wrong way of doing this. You have to understand your risk tolerance and manage it accordingly. But we do have, that was a buy area down there for support level. So whether you bought multiple contracts or just traded one, how you manage those is up to you. But we had a nice rotation against that level. And this is, like I said, a way of taking a little bit more than 2 or 3 points on your trades, depending on your risk tolerance. So nice little rotation there against our 81 support. All right, rotating back up here a little bit. Nice little quick opportunity for us. Again, very small amount of heat here. And now we're getting a nice little rotation against it. If anybody has any questions, feel free to ask in the chat. I'll repeat the levels again. Our pivot this morning is 39.89. We have support down here at 81, which we just got triggered and had a nice rotation off of. Below that, we have 73, 62, 53, and then 41. Resistance on the upside at 98, 40.06, 16, 24, and 33. So again, we have no fundamental reports that are going to be released here at 9 o'clock. Just trading off of earnings from Microsoft. All right, we're just kind of hanging down here on these lows. We'll see what the market wants to do. We scalped it against our first level of support there at the 81, and now we're just kind of flat. And we'll see what where the market goes next. Let's see here. While initially climbing 5% in after-hours trading Tuesday, Microsoft gave back the gains to end the session 2% lower. The software giant reported fiscal second quarter earnings that surpassed expectations as sales of Azure, cloud, and Office services grew. But it was followed up by a downbeat outlook and an announcement that the new business growth slowed in December. A1 is the next platform wave for success, CEO said on a conference call before the network outrage hit Microsoft Azure. In other tech news, Google was officially sued by the U.S. Department of Justice over online advertising antitrust violations. So they were up, and then they the outlook was bad. It's amazing how it always amazes me how they beat their earnings every time, and then they sunk it because they gave bad outlooks. Well, they're going to give bad outlooks because everybody's calling for a recession. What do they expect? And so when they beat next quarter because they gave a bad outlook, then they're like, oh wow, they beat, but then they'll give you another bad outlook. It's a terrible cycle, but that's what they do. A technical glitch and subsequent halts caused a chaotic opening on Wall Street yesterday in one of the biggest snafus to hit the New York Stock Exchange in years. It appears that the NYSE failed to carry out an opening auction for dozens of stocks, meaning there weren't any accurate limit up, limit down bands. But read more about the process here. Read more about the process here. Traders are on the beat. This is what happened yesterday when he said that a lot of trades are being halted. So yeah, they had a little problem there with their computers. What a surprise! Their computers messes up everything, and they halted some trades yesterday in the morning on a lot of stocks, which was kind of weird. But now you know why. Of course, it was a computer issue. Not surprising. All right, so there's no numbers coming out this morning. The market's just trading off of those earnings. We'll see if they want to do anything more or less. They did go down to our first support area there and rotated back up. And now we're coming back up here to our pivot area, so kind of neutral. All right, coming up here to our blue band, we have resistance on the upside there at 98. And coming and testing our blue band. So nice rotation there against our first support level. If you, again, some of our traders probably still long from there. Nice little opportunity there to get long and kind of ride this little rotation back up here. And this is a perfect example of taking a little bit more than 2 or 3 points on your trades if you're trading multiple contracts, and if you are managing it somehow. Everybody trades a little bit differently, like I said, so it's not surprising if somebody's long from down there and trying to like scale out or have a trailing stop with a nice little opportunity here. Nice little quick rotation there against our 81 area. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to ask in the chat. We don't mind questions. We are scalping here, looking for areas where we feel the market will give us an opportunity to rotate off of and try to just scalp the market for whatever the market will give us. Sometimes it gives us more, sometimes it doesn't. So this is a nice little trade here for us. If you could jump in and take a little bit more than a couple of points here on the trade as we come up here to the blue band. We have resistance up at 98. Again, we feel we have resistance, but if the market, the dynamics change for whatever reason, maybe some stops get triggered and, they run it up. That's why we keep our stops in place no matter what. We are not trying to outguess the market. We're just trying to take opportunities we feel, areas that we feel that the market will give us that opportunity to, an inflection point that'll give us a chance to scalp. But, again, we're not always going to be right, and that's why we're always going to keep our stops in place and take care of it, make sure we minimize our risk if we are wrong. All right, nice. Had to take a little bit of heat there against that blue band area, but if you did take it, got a nice little rotation here off of it. All right, now we're just kind of drifting back down here to our pivot area, so kind of neutral. And again, we like to be patient and wait for opportunities. That is very important in this business. It's sometimes we see the markets are moving around and you feel like you should trade because the numbers are flickering, but really you have to find the area there where you feel that it'll give you a chance to profit off of, not just trade for the sake of trading. We like to average about 4 to 5 trades a day. And so we are trying to average, and we do that probably easily. All right, we are just kind of hanging around our pivot area here, so kind of quiet. All right, we're just again a little range bound here. Now we already tested the 81 on the downside, so if we go back down there, we're not going to take that as our next support level. We're just going to wait for the 73 area next. Again, if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask. We had a nice rotation there against our first support level, and now we're just kind of coming back in here to this range that the market created a little for latest morning, early morning, and now we're just kind of slowly drifting back down here. We did already test the 81 level, so we're not going to try that anymore. We're coming back down here to the lows. Again, we already tested the 81, so we're looking more at 73 as our next support level. Okay, quickly rotating back down here.